Happy Tuesday. I ended my last vlog on Monday and I intended to talk yesterday, but I was so freaking tired. I didn't even unpack any of my stuff from Cape Cod. I just took a nap in the afternoon and then got on with my life. I did manage 2,500 words in the morning for my ghostwriting. I did the same thing this morning. And I also received feedback from one of my critique partners. The other one should be coming later this week, but since I'm handing in my book this week, I'm going to save some of the notes for my actual revisions. But as I'm going through my my book right now, excuse me, today I'm going to do chapters 1 through 9. There's 27 total, so 1 through 9, and then up to 18 tomorrow, and then 27 on Thursday, and then just a quick grammar check, and then I'm sending it to my editor because it's pretty good as is, but you know, incorporating the notes from my critique partner and finding, like, I have the book in third person and I switched to first person because my ghostwriting is first person, so when I do 2 projects in one day, it gets a little messy, and I would say that is consistent for me. So, I mean, whatever. It used to bother me a lot, but it's fine. So that's my plan for the day. I'm on chapter 7, and then I don't know if I'm going to push through maybe to get 1 or 2 more chapters done. I always like to stay ahead when I'm on like a time crunch like this, but you know, I gave myself Friday wide open for my Christmas book, so if I need to work on it. My editor is in London, so I like to try to get it to them by end of day, but you know, the deadline is my deadline that I gave, which is for next week actually, but I'm going to send it in on Friday so we can get started with revisions. So that's my Tuesday, and tomorrow, so my plan for the week obviously is finish my Christmas book. I need to finish 45,000 words for my ghostwriting, and that's it. So I will talk to you again tomorrow, probably more about revising my book because that's always fun and it's something new for my vlog. So I will see you tomorrow. Happy writing. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Today was a very productive morning. I don't have a lot of actual writing to do. I am mostly revising and editing today. So I edited the next 10,000 words for my ghostwriting project, which I will send off tomorrow. It's not due till Sunday, so I like staying a few days ahead, just in case. I always believe that if I'm right on time with anything, something's gonna get in the way. A very pessimistic way of thinking, but it works for me so far. And I'm also hoping not to have to do any work this weekend, which will be good. So the first hour was doing my grammar check for the ghostwriting. My second hour this morning, I revised 3 out of the 9 chapters I need for today for my Christmas romance. I'm really excited to send that off. The story gives me all the Christmas feels even when it's warm outside. I did cringe a few times because I sent this to my 2 critique partners and I did tell them that it was a 0 draft, which basically is like right after I finish I'll do like a quick edit and then send it off, but there are like so many mistakes. And I told them just to worry about the big picture anyway, because I knew I was going to do this self-editing process, but I cringe every time that I just wrote something stupid or didn't finish a sentence or correct something. So I do apologize to any of my critique partners if you are watching this. My intentions were there and they are getting fixed. So I think that's all that really matters before sending it off to my editor, who's going to rip it apart anyway, which is fine. So that's my day. So I did 3 chapters this morning. I have 6 more to go. I'm getting my hair done this morning. I'm getting a haircut, which is why it's so lovely right now. And then I'm gonna dive in. kiddo is staying for lunch today at school, so I have an extra hour to work. I'm hoping to get everything done in that time, so then this afternoon is free. It's supposed to be nice out, so I wanted to go do things outside. I don't want to work outside. I want to go have fun. So that's my day. Oh, also too, this morning I had a lot of fun. There was a writing sprint with another YouTuber. I can link her below, because I don't want to say the name wrong. Her name is Brooke, but I don't want to get her channel name wrong, so I'll put it in the comments below, or the description box below, because it was really fun. It was like a 6 a.m. writing sprint, and I revised through that, which was great. But no one I know really does it in the morning, at least not publicly. Sometimes I'll post on Twitter about the 5 a.m. writers group, but I love doing sprints in the morning. It kind of makes me feel a little less alone. So I guess she does it every other Wednesday, and she alternates between a morning and a night sprint. So I'll link her below if you're interested in joining. Her channel seems really fun. She seems really fun. I hope I can make a good connection there with her, because I like having that kind of positivity in the morning when everyone else is sleeping. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. So that's my day. Tomorrow I'm gonna finish the book, hopefully, with my final edit, and then do my grammar checks, and then send it off to my editor. It'll free up some time, but I'm gonna add more words to my daily word count for my ghostwriting, because, as I said, I like to stay ahead when I can, just for any incidentals that happen in my life, because my life comes first. So if anyone's sick in my house, I would prefer to like not feel pressure from work and home if I can help it. It definitely helps lowering my stress levels. So anyway, I'll sign off here. I may check in later, I may not, but I hope you enjoy your day and you write all the words, as I hope to do myself. See you soon. I want to say happy Thursday, but there's a lot against that today. For one, it's extremely dreary outside, and I tend to be a person who identifies with weather, and anytime it's raining, I get really bleh. Last night, I finished through chapter 18 of my festive romance, which I said I was going to do, and all seemed okay. I wanted to talk about critiques, because this past weekend at Big Sur was great, but it really made me think about my young adult thriller. I've been working on this book for a while now, and it's just hard for me to really pinpoint the story. So last night I did sort of a free write based on what the original idea for this story had come to me. It's just one small scene, but it was very impactful, and it kind of drove the original story, and I'm trying to weave my way back into it, but I just don't know anymore. And then I received a critique for my Christmas festive romance, and while all of the points my critique partner made were on point, I just don't think I was in the mood to receive it. I've had many revision letters from my editor. I mean, I have 11 books published, and I also, with my ghostwriting, have received revisions. And I always know at first they're hard to swallow, because it's just a lot of work. And I think that's why I got a little sad last night about it, a little down on myself, because I don't have enough time. That's one thing about digital first publishing, is that a lot of things move faster, while someone in the traditional publishing world that has hardback and paperback books, the timeline is a little longer. I was asked to do this book in a month and a half, a first draft, so I want it to be as polished as possible. I know it needed work, but it was just so much work. And it probably won't be, it's just that's how I felt yesterday. So anyone who's going through this, you are not alone. Like I said, I publish a lot of books and it still hurts sometimes to have the truth put in front of you. So I did read through the notes again this morning, and I boiled them down to things I need to work on for my revisions, but I finished the rest of my chapters this morning and incorporated some of those notes as well, but I'm going to just let it sit for a little while it's with my editor. I'd like to hear her notes as well first before I start to do any work, but I'm going to be doing a lot of brainstorming. I might actually do some background work. I may do like a goals, motivation, conflict chart. If you haven't read Deborah Dixon's book on that and you're interested, it's my go-to resource for the GMC chart, as they call it. I think that'll help with a lot of the questions my critique partner had. It'll definitely propel the story a little more. So yeah, that's how my morning's going. As I said, I sent off my book to my editor after my grammar check, so I'm gonna take a break from it. I'm gonna let all of it settle for a little bit. I hope I don't get the notes back for at least a week so that I'm able to really get out of the story before jumping back in and looking at it with a fresh eye, because that is definitely important. So that's where I'm at today. I'm done for the day with my planned stuff. So I will jump into my ghostwriting again tomorrow. I'm hoping for 3,500 words. I think I'm gonna do Friday, Monday, Tuesday, just to stay on track with a lot of this, because I am taking this weekend off from any writing. I'm going to turn off my alarm. I'm going to actually sleep in, which I never do. So that's my day. So happy writing to you, and my message of the day is don't let things get you down even when it seems impossible. Spending time away from a project can really help you see it from a different light, and revisions are where I think that I shine. I just have to get past all of the initial workload doubts. So that's it for today. I'll see you later. It's the weekend almost. Happy Friday. I'm so excited for the weekend because I have a couple parties to go to and I hope the weather holds up. But I wanted to do one last check-in. So this morning I worked on my ghostwriting. My goal is 3,500 words today. I have like 1,400 left. Admittedly, I did not do good this morning. I was very distracted by good things, but distraction is never good. So when it comes to my Christmas romance, last night I sort of scoured the internet for usually when I do my GMC charts, which is the goal, motivation, conflict charts, I like to look around to see what other people's looks like to sort of get inspiration. And an epiphany struck, and I have better conflicts within the story. At least I think so. So what I'm going to do is I wrote everything down in a notebook. Usually when I'm in my brainstorming stages, I like to write it down. I carry the notebook with me, and just anytime I need to, I can just write something down real quick. And I sort of see my process of writing too. Like I feel like if I put it in my notes app and then I delete it, that actually might be important later on. So I like to have like a stream of consciousness as I brainstorm. So I have a few ideas. I'm gonna marinate on those for a little while. I'm gonna wait until I hear back from my editor, and then I'm gonna kind of push everything together into one sort of revision process. I don't want to start revising and then she gives me my letter and then I have like a whole other idea and then I have to go back to, you know, the book that she read. So it's kind of confusing, but for me it works. So I'm just gonna keep my notebook. I'm gonna keep writing ideas, and maybe she'll be on the same page as me when she reads through. Maybe not, we'll see. Supposedly I'll hear back in a couple weeks. Sometimes I get them in a couple days, sometimes I get them in a couple weeks. So yeah, I'm actually, I was a little bummed the other day, but I'm actually in a good place now. That's sort of my process. When I get any sort of revision or longer critique, I sometimes get a little down on myself. Plus the weather didn't help, so I'll just blame the weather. So all the notes from my critique partner were spot on. They are issues I need to address, and I will. I will see you all next week.